Jaguars lose to the Steelers 31-25 in week 1 of the NFL preseason. Here are 5 takeaways from that game. The best thing to come out of Saturday night's game is that nobody got injured. The reason why you don't play starters is that you fear injuries, and look, nobody on the first, second, or third string got injured. It was a very clean bill of health for the Jaguars on Saturday night. Number 2 is there was a lot of sloppiness when it comes to penalties. I mean, the very first offensive play of the game, Anton Harrison had a false start, and the very first defensive snap of the game, Jarian Jones had a defensive holding call. Outside of that, the lone drive for the Jaguar starters on offense was pretty much stopped by the Jaguars themselves. I mean, penalties all over the place, including a penalty where there was an offensive pass interference by Brian Thomas Jr. and an illegal block in the back by Walker Little. This forced the Jaguar starters to settle for just 3 points on the opening possession. Number 3 is that the Jaguars starting defense was not impressive at all. I mean, the Jaguars allowed Mason Rudolph to go downfield, throw 7 for 7 for 70 yards and a touchdown. It was not a promising showing by the Jaguars starting defense. Number 4, we have to talk about Travis Hunter. He played first string offense and second string defense, and on offense he had 2 receptions for 9 yards, and on defense he was locking guys down in coverage. The only downside was that he did have a missed tackle that he will need to clean up by the time the regular season begins. The 5th and final takeaway is Cam freaking Little, the Jaguar starting kicker. I mean, he was electric this game. 4 for 4 on field goals, 1 for 1 on extra points, but the 70-yard field goal kick to end the half. I mean, the longest field goal in NFL history is 66 yards, and this will not count in the NFL record book, but this guy was absolutely electric, and the Jaguars may just have an elite kicker on their hands. Jaguars kicker Cam Little completely broke the internet on Saturday night after nailing a 70-yard field goal. Nobody could believe it happened, and I can tell you I could not believe that it happened. 70-yard attempt. Oh my God. He made it. He made a 70-yard kick. With the Jaguars being so bad in 2024, we kind of forget how good Cam Little actually was for the Jags last year. 27 for 27 on extra points, 27 for 29 on field goals. That's a really good year for a kicker. I don't care who you are. In Saturday night's preseason game, he was absolutely electric. I mean, 1 for 1 on extra points and 4 for 4 on field goals. And none of these field goals were chip shots at all. 41 yards, 40 yards, 70 yards, and 52-yard field goals. After Cam Little proved that he could make 70-yard field goals, this really changes the game for the Jaguars. And speaking of changing the game, that is exactly what the NFL has been doing the last couple of years. In 2024, Roger Goodell and the NFL wanted to bring kickoffs back, and they wanted to make it exciting again. So they borrowed the kickoff format from the XFL and introduced it to the NFL in 2024. To the league's disappointment, only 32.8% of kickoffs were returned in 2024. To try to increase the amount of kick returns in 2025, the NFL decided that they were going to move touchbacks from the 30-yard line up to the 35-yard line. Now, what that means for Cam Little and the Jaguars is that if 70 yards is actually Cam Little's true range, then that means that if the Jaguars offense gets the ball after a touchback, the Jaguars only need to go 12 yards to be able to be in Cam Little's range. Now, there are major risks associated with kicking 70-yard kicks. If this kick didn't happen right before halftime and Cam Little had missed this kick, the Steelers would have been able to get the ball right at the Jaguars' 40-yard line. Then if that team goes 3 and out, then they're basically kicking a 57-yard kick, which pretty much every kicker in the NFL can make. But if this was a regular season game, Mike Tomlin definitely would have had a return man back there. And if you guys remember 2021, Jamal Agnew returned a missed field goal from the Arizona Cardinals at the end of the first half, 109 yards for a touchdown. So will the Jaguars be attempting 70-yard kicks in the regular season? That I don't know, but one thing I do know is that the Jaguars probably have an elite kicker on the roster. Let's talk about the Jaguars running backs. And since the Jaguars don't have a Fred Taylor in the running back room, this conversation gets a little bit tricky. In Saturday's preseason game against the Steelers, we saw Travis Etienne take all the reps with the first string, and then we saw Tank Bigsby run reps with the second team. After Tank Bigsby left the game, we got to see a heavy dosage of Jaguars rookie running back Bashal Tutin, who they drafted in the 4th round out of Virginia Tech. Now, I'll be honest, after watching Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby run the ball in that game, it gave me some flashbacks as to some of the flaws between the running backs in 2024. Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne have vision issues, and both of them missed at least a couple of holes in Saturday's game. And while I personally like Tank Bigsby more than Travis Etienne, he does have issues himself. He has issues with fumbling, he has issues catching the ball, and he also has issues in pass protection. And let's not forget, in the offseason, the Jaguars were looking at drafting a running back pretty high. If the Jaguars have not made the big move and traded up to number 2 to draft Travis Hunter, many people believe that if the Jaguars had stayed at 5, they would have drafted Ashton Genty, running back out of Boise State. And according to Mike Silver, who was in the Jaguars draft room, they were dying to be able to get RJ Harvey out of UCF in the 3rd round. But of course, he was drafted by the Broncos in the 2nd round. I came away from Saturday's preseason game really impressed with what Bashal Tutin has to offer. He showed speed, he showed vision, and he showed really good power in his touchdown run. I really can't wait to see more from him in these next couple of preseason games, and don't be shocked if he becomes the Jaguars' RB1 sooner rather than later.